Okay, welcome back to UBV News. I'm your host, Mr. Leon Mallet, joined by my cohort, Mr. Matt Clayton.
What's up, everybody?
Today, we are going to venture into the world of sports. There's been a lot of news recently regarding the change in ownership, particularly with the Los Angeles Lakers in basketball. And we just want to kind of discuss how this new ownership realm is going to be affecting the NBA and its structure moving forward. So, Matt, obviously, you heard about the whole situation with, the Buss family finally selling the Lakers
Yeah,
$10 billion sale. What's your thoughts on just the sale as well as, where the NBA is going with, this change in ownership with the Lakers, the Mavericks, and a couple other teams recently?
man, I think something's cooking, man. Honestly, I think something's up. I think the owners know something and they're trying to get the fuck out, man. That's what I really, really, really think. I really, really think. I think they know something that we don't know. Maybe they know the current model is unsustainable. Maybe they're looking at the numbers and the numbers is getting too tight. I don't know. I think they know something that we don't know, man. And they're getting out, they're cashing out as fast as they possibly can. 'Cause I think something's up. I know we hear about the new numbers in terms of some of the TV deals, but something's going on, man. Um, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if the owners, if the money's getting tight or they feel like it's unsustainable. But it feels like something's going on here, man.
I agree with that. I think the owners do secretly know something is going on. And the reason why I say that is because, with all these teams selling, you think the Lakers was going to be a team that was going to be in that family, the Buss family for life. And then, they sell Mark Cuban sells. Mark
Yep.
Cuban sells. He's probably the top businessman, or at least one of them as far as owners in the NBA. I'm thinking, and this is just, I don't have any evidence to this, but I think the big thing that owners are looking at is they see where ratings have went over the last few years. And I think they know that even though they signed that recent big TV deal, I think they probably know at the rate that viewership is declining, that those TV deals might not be as big as they're going to be in the future coming down the line. And I think some of those owners are like, let me max out at the top of the market right now before it potentially goes down. Because from my understanding, the last 2 years of NBA's finals, Dallas and Celtics last year, and obviously OKC and Indiana this year, I believe are the two lowest rated
Yeah.
almost decades, from my understanding.
Now, I will say this though too, man. I think private equity has been buying up a lot of these things, man. I think the era of player empowerment is fucking over. Like I think it's over, man. Like I think, private equity is gonna come in. I look at it like this, people used to always say when they grew up, they used to go to their little corner store, the corner hardwood store, and next thing you know, you look up, it's gone, and you know what I'm saying, you got Home Depot, you got Lowe's, you got Menards. I think now what you're gonna have is corporate ownership now at the NBA level, man. I think it's gonna change everything. I honestly believe you may see a whole restructuring of the system of the NBA in terms of money. It could be in the guaranteed contracts. They're gonna play hardball the way that the previous owners didn't, man. So I think it's about to be completely different, like the way LeBron moved and KD and all these guys moved the last few years. I think that's over, man. I think that's over, bro.
Yeah, I definitely see that point. Owners have egos more than most, and with the power, the players having the power that they've had and controlling things, especially like let's say LeBron, who right now is basically running the Lakers. I don't think that's going to happen moving forward with the new ownership. But I think owners are getting tired of that in a sense. The contract situation, I think you're going to potentially eventually see scaling back of the salaries. But I don't think you're going to necessarily get rid of, let's say, like guaranteed contracts. One thing I respect about the NBA is they have a very strong union, much more stronger than, let's say, the NFL, who basically just lets their players get shit on a lot of times. But the NBA, I don't see where there will be, guaranteed contracts going away. But I do see a situation where potentially they start scaling back on the amount they're going to start paying people. Because these salaries are getting exorbitant. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people have heard a couple of days ago, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just signed a 4-year, $285 million extension. That's $71 million a year.
Yeah.
A lot. That is a lot. And ultimately, they just signed that TV contract. So they're going to be able to pay him that. But moving forward, if the viewership continues to go the way it's going, there's just not going to be, I think, those TV contracts in the future the way they're sitting right now.
Man, you got more faith than I do, man. I think these people are cold-hearted. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to come here like samurai, slap, slicing everything, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to slice everything. I think negotiations going to be hard. They're going to be at the negotiating table like, hey, man, if I don't get this contract, I'm going to retire. They retire, motherfucker. Like, I think they're going to be harsh, bro. I think they're going to be harsh, bro. Because I think now they paid a lot of money for these goddamn teams, man. They're going to be cutting. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't played 65 games, we ain't doing that. I think the new regime of these teams, man, this is my example. Let's say with the Luka trade from Dallas, it didn't make traditional basketball sense. Right? It didn't make any basketball sense. Why? Because the owner, they was on some other stuff. They said, fuck that, get him out of here. I don't want to deal with him. And we were kind of confused. So I think a lot of these owners are going to be making non-basketball decisions. It's going to be straight about the money. You know what I'm saying? Straight about the money. Where you think about the Bus family, like I said with the Lakers, their money came from the Lakers. So they had to keep a good product. They had to be Showtime. These teams are buying, and now the ownership group just selling this buying it for $10 billion. Man, they're gonna be milking and diming every dollar they have now, man. So I think it's gonna be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I think it is too, man. Owners are definitely going to change up their approach that they have done recently. And like I said, a big reason of it is because I think a lot of them fear that next TV contract is obviously not going to be as big as this most recent one, especially if viewership declines. Now, why viewership is declining, that's probably another topic that we have. I know people say the game is soft. It's a 3-point contest right now. That's not even exciting anymore and different things. But with that being said, the basis of most of their money comes from their TV deals. And if people ain't watching the games, advertisers not going to be paying money to these TV networks to advertise. And if they're not advertising, ultimately those broadcasting stations ain't going to be paying the NBA what they are. So, but we do want to hear from you. Go ahead and comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Lakers selling, as well as this whole new ownership phase that the NBA appears to be going into with, the recent sales of Phoenix and Dallas, Lakers, and a couple other organizations. And where do you think the structure of player empowerment, as well as just overall player contracts and salaries are going to go? Go ahead, comment below. Make sure you share, like the video as well. And also make sure you go on to blackagenda2028.com to take that survey. As obviously this is a sports topic, but there's a lot of individuals from the African American community, as well as blacks in general, even from Africa and different places in the NBA. We want to hear what your thoughts are. So go ahead, comment below.
Yeah, take care.
Peace.